Hey everyone, my name is Catherine, and today I'm going to give you a flash course about skin cancer. I just wanted to apologize in advance if I sound really congested. I'm getting over a sinus infection, so please bear with me. Alright, so let's get familiar with the structure of the skin. On the right side of the slide, we have a picture of the structure of the skin. We have the epidermis, which is above the dermis, and then on the left side of the slide, we have a piece of the epidermis cut out. We have squamous cells, which are flat cells on the outer part of the epidermis, melanocytes, which produce melanin. You know, after sitting out in the sun for 30 minutes and you get a shade darker, you can thank melanin for that because this is what gives the skin the tan or brown color. Lastly, we have basal cells, which are located in the lower part of the epidermis. So my question to you guys is, what exactly is skin cancer? Well, skin cancer is the uncontrolled growth of abnormal skin cells, which are created when there is unprepared DNA damage to skin cells, which causes abnormalities and mutations. And DNA damage to skin cells is mostly caused by overexposing the skin to ultraviolet radiation. So this would include lying in a tanning bed, or being outside in the sun and not wearing sunscreen, or wearing clothes that protect your skin. All those are examples of exposing yourself to UV rays. So the three main types of skin cancer are basal cell carcinomas, squamous cell carcinomas, and melanomas. The first type of cancer that we're going to talk about is the basal cell carcinoma. This is one of the most common types of skin cancer that grows very slow. These cancers will typically develop in areas that are exposed to the sun, like the head or the neck. And this cancer most likely will not metastasize to other parts of the body. If cancer is not removed entirely, it will grow back or reoccur in the same area where it developed. The basic warning signs for any type of skin cancer is a new growth that doesn't heal within the month or two, and the size of this growth increases. Other symptoms specific for basal cell carcinoma are a pale, flat, firm growth that is either red, pink, and may have a shiny or waxy appearance, a growth that bleeds easily. You may also notice brown and black patches. Squamous cell carcinomas also appear in areas that are exposed to the sunlight, like the face, lips, neck, ears, and the backs of hands, and can develop in areas where there are chronic skin sores or scars. This form of skin cancer grows in the deepest layer of the skin and can spread out to other parts of the body. So yes, it does metastasize. The symptoms for this cancer is you will notice a growing lump that has a crusty, rough, or scaly surface, or a flat, slow-growing reddish patch. The next skin cancer that we're going to talk about is melanoma, which is a cancer that develops from melanocytes. This form of cancer is not as common as squamous and basal cell cancers, but they will grow and metastasize if they're left untreated. So symptoms for melanoma skin cancer is a sore that doesn't heal, spread of pigment from the border of a spot into the surrounding skin, redness or new swelling beyond the border of the mole, sensation change, itchiness, tenderness, pain, surface of the mole changes, which is scaliness, oozing, bleeding, or there is a lump or bump. Another way to determine if you have skin cancer is to use the ABDCE rule. This is the fun rule. I mean, not really fun because skin cancer is not fun, but it's an easy rule to remember. So, A is for asymmetry, B is for border. The edges of a mole are ragged, blurred, and irregular. Oh, and asymmetry is one half of the mole does not match the other half. C is for color, different shades all over, which may include the colors pink, red, white, blue, and black. D for diameter is the growth larger than 6 millimeters across, which is the size of a pencil eraser. E is for evolving. Is the mole changing in shape? Is it changing in color? Is it changing in size? So there are many different kinds of treatments for skin cancers that are available. The treatment definitely does vary on the type of cancer and how far it's gone and if it's metastasized. But for the first two types of skin cancers that we're going to talk about and their treatment, if the slide changes, let's see. Oh, there you go. We're going to talk about basal and squamous cell carcinoma treatment. So the first treatment that you can get is a curettage and electrodesiccation. So this treatment is reserved for smaller growths. The growth will be scraped off with a curate, then the area where the tumor grew is burned, desiccated, with an electrocautery needle. The next treatment is Mohs micrographic surgery. This is when a thin layer of tissue that contains a tumor is removed. An excisional surgery is when the entire growth along with the surrounding border of normal skin is removed with a scalpel. So the skin around the site is then removed with stitches. Radiation is when X-ray beams are pointed through the skin at the tumor, so there is no cutting or anesthesia. To completely remove the growth, several treatments must occur. Cryosurgery is when liquid nitrogen is applied to the growth with a cotton-tipped applicator or spray device. Tissue of the tumor is destroyed by freezing. So you can think of this almost like the removal of a wart. Then there's laser surgery. Topical medications may be received, or oral medicine. For myeloma treatment, there isn't much variety like there was for the basal and squamous cell carcinoma treatments. So the only options that you have for myeloma is a surgical excision or Mohs micrographic surgery, which is the most effective way to remove basal and squamous cell carcinomas. And this way has been an alternative way of removing certain melanomas. One thin layer of tissue is removed at a time, and then it is tested under a microscope until all the margins are cancer-free. So this specific test might take a while, but it is very efficient. So now that you know the different forms of skin cancer, their symptoms, how to treat them, I now want to touch a little bit on tanning and how it is detrimental to the skin. We're going to talk about indoor tanning and outdoor. So let's start with tanning indoors, since a lot of people tend to do this in the winter. This is a tanning bed, and if you choose to use it, you are increasing your chances of developing melanoma. According to an editorial that was published in the British Journal of Dermatology, there was a 25% increase in melanoma, which was due to the use of tanning beds. Tanning beds are so bad for your skin due to the UV radiation that is found in indoor tanning devices, which exceed UV radiation levels found in natural sunlight. The amount of radiation that is found in tanning beds is 2 to 3 times the amount of radiation that's found in the sunlight. Cancer protective effects that are found in the production of vitamin D, which occurs in response to the UV light that triggers skin cells. One flaw that tanning salons have done, and this is why many people still use tanning beds, is that they don't share the disclosed information. They don't tell us why tanning beds are bad. Besides tanning outdoors, tanning outdoors is just as bad as tanning indoors. In a study that investigated the benefits of using sunscreen and its correlation to melanoma prevention, 1,622 individuals who lived in Australia were randomized to a control group that used sunscreen at their own discretion, or a group who used sunscreen on their neck, arms, and hands daily. This study showed how crucial the use of sunscreen daily is, because the people who use sunscreen every day decrease their chances of melanoma, but those who use it discreetly increase their chances. Besides the use of sunscreen, wearing clothes that covers your skin will decrease your chance of developing skin cancer. People should wear hats to protect their face due to facial skin being very sensitive, and people should also wear a shirt that covers their shoulders and neck. So wear your sunscreen, avoid tanning indoor and outdoor in general. So lastly, to completely avoid skin cancer, you must wear sunscreen, avoid tanning beds, and wear clothes that protect your skin. If you do all these things, you will decrease your chance of getting skin cancer. Thank you so much for listening, and I look forward to listening to all your presentations. Thank you.